Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our SaVeg take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Or should we say hola?
I think we should say hola.
Hola, senora, what is it? Senora?
Yeah, senora and senoritas. No, wait.
Senoras?
No,
Sorry, Spanish people or people that speak
God.
Spanish.
And I speak a bit of Spanish.
Senoritas and
Senors.
Senors and senoritas. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
I apologize if it's not correct.
It's like ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think in Italian it was signore, signoras. I can't remember. Anyway.
You know, the most important Spanish that you have to know, Rose, is just...
Una cerveza.
Or dos margaritas double.
Dos margaritas double.
Double.
Yes, we've used that more than once here.
Yeah,
so that was fun. Guys, if you don't know, we are in Mexico.
Live from location.
Live from Cancun. Woohoo.
There's a little glimpse into our lovely room.
Yeah. We have a really nice view at this moment.
Yeah.
And we wish we could show you guys, but then the lighting just wouldn't work. We would look very dark.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to see our beautiful faces.
And you wouldn't be able to see the background either, really.
Exactly.
So I apologize, but it is beautiful. We got an ocean view situation.
We are literally, like, guys, it's so cool. We're recording the podcast as we're looking out to the sunset now.
Maybe we should, after this, we should film,
to add it in.
Yeah.
Can
you do that?
Editation.
I know you're very bad with technology, Daniel. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that by the time we're done this podcast, it will still be bright enough for me to get a good video.
I hope so. Anyway, you guys, oh my gosh, we are recording the podcast from Cancun. We are on vacation.
Damn, guys, we talked about this before when we were recording the podcast. We're like, both of us are just like, you know what? We just want to do a vacation where we do absolutely nothing.
Yes. And so far, how's that going? This is our second day?
Yeah, our second actual
full day. Yes.
Yeah. And I think, in the beginning, I think it's funny because we're already like, okay, should we book an excursion? Shall we,
Why are we so bad at relaxing?
I don't know. But today was really nice. Like, just chilling by the pool. Went to the beach.
Yesterday also.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of sleeping involved.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of just sleeping, just chilling, eating, drinking. Little Miss Daniel over here, had a few too many.
Oh God, guys, I was really hungover today. It was not a good situation.
You know what's funny, guys? I did not get a hangover. So our first night here, we of course drink way too many tequilas. Yeah. So, first of all, what were you amazed by our hotel room?
Okay, guys, I've been to all-inclusives before, but I've never seen this before. We literally have like a bar that has like full bottles of like vodka and shit with those things at the bottom that you put your drink or whatever, and it pours out like 1 ounce or whatever it is.
Hard liquor dispenser in our room, which I was aware of because I've been in rooms like this, but Daniel was very much amazed.
I've never seen anything like it, guys.
So we finished off the tequila. To be fair, it was half a bottle. Yeah. But still we finished it in one night.
Yeah.
And I was not hungover. Guys, something about this altitude just agrees with me. I think
weather.
I belong in this altitude.
I think you do too, Rose.
I'm thriving.
And you know who's not thriving?
You.
Me. Oh, God. Yeah. But anyway, I'm feeling a lot better now, guys. So.
Good. I mean, you're about to also feel worse tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we're going to drink after this. Anyways, oh my gosh, should we do Patreon shout outs? Are there Patreon shout outs?
I don't know how we're going to be able to do that, Rose.
I can do it because, I'm not technologically challenged. Okay.
You're gonna do that, and I'm just gonna admire this view, guys. It's so beautiful.
You tell them about Mexico.
Oh God damn!
Tell them.
Well, what's to tell? Mexico is a beautiful, beautiful place. Rose and I are enjoying it so far. We did have a little bit of drama at the airport. It was very confusing, and our resort, like I like it, but it's also like we walked in and we're like, our resort has like kind of chaotic energy. Like you walked in and there was just like so much stuff happening. It seems very disorganized, very chaotic, and both of us are like, this is interesting.
Oh well, Daniel, guess who's not technologically challenged?
You.
Me.
God damn.
I got the patrons.
Okay, and you know who is the newest one? Okay.
So we we would like to thank, if you guys don't know, we do Patreon shout outs every single episode for any new patrons that joined our Patreon family.
Joined our little community.
Yes. And if you are a patron, you get basically a bunch of perks like bonus episodes every single month. You get each episode a week earlier than everybody else. You get ad-free content and so much more. So join us on patreon.com/The SaVeg Podcast. And we would like to thank Olivia,
Flatlander,
and Maya. Yee.
Yeah. Thanks for joining the community, guys.
Did we do these already?
I think we did, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Flatlander? You remember?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, well, you got double shout outs.
Yeah, you guys got double shout outs.
All right. So, so a little bit more about our resort.
It's got chaotic energy.
It's got chaotic energy. It's kind of a big resort. There's
it's
a lot
huge.
going on. And I don't know.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. Are we going to get bored here?
No.
Okay.
Well,
I'm already like itching. I'm already like, should we book an excursion? Should we go outside? Like, how do people stay in the resort all week?
I don't know.
I know that was our plan, but now I'm like.
And you know the thing is too, Rose, if you think about it, we've been 2 days here and we're working. You know what I mean? Like we
had to work. That's different.
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
Anyways.
But yeah, so Rose, do you want to talk about our first story today?
You guys, well, first of all, so I guess our first story is a very big story, which is
huge.
Kyle Rittenhouse trial and the verdict. I'm sure you guys already know. Actually, I don't know if you know, but Kyle Rittenhouse, it was like a big story in the US. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't follow it too much. But I know that the guy, do you know much about it?
I seem to remember. So it was like right around, because there was like this city or town in the US called Kenosha, right?
Yes.
And basically it was right around a whole like Black Lives Matter movement. I think it was just following the back of what happened with George Floyd.
Yeah.
So there was people that were just really, really angry. So a lot of people had, started protesting, and there was like a massive, I think it was like a Black Lives Matter protest.
Yes.
And this gentleman decided to show up there with a gun.
Yep.
And shot down.
Wasn't he he was like 19? No, not even 19. I think he was 17.
He was quite young.
Yes.
And then the reason this also obviously created a lot of like backlash and stuff is also the way that the police officers were referring to him. They were like downplaying it almost.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because he was like, and everyone was like, look, how stereotypical a white guy goes and takes a gun to this rally or whatever. And they're saying, oh, he, didn't mean to, or I can't remember exactly what the police officer said, but he like really, really downplayed it. Whereas like if it had been anyone like a person of color or whatever else, there would have been a lot more backlash. So that's kind of what happened over in Kenosha.
Yeah. So basically what happened was he was 17 years old.
Oh my God, so young.
I know. And his mom, this is what I heard. His mom drove him to this protest armed. Why? Someone explain to me why a 17-year-old is armed and going into a protest.
I know.
And then apparently,
and his mom's like, "Oh, that's cool.
Like, what the fuck?
I'll drop you off to the protest. Make sure you got your firearms, sweetie."
Yeah, seriously. So apparently, I think he went saying that he was gonna like defend, because like I remember with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, there was some like vandalism and stuff going on, which obviously like a lot of people were not for that, but there was vandalism going on, and I think what he was saying was he was gonna go and like protect
the local businesses
and things like this. So it says here that. This is Wikipedia, and I'm sorry if we don't know all the details, but it says that Kyle Rittenhouse fatally shot 2 men and wounded another during 3 confrontations in Kenosha. Yeah. So all 3 men shot were white, as was Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse had armed himself with a semi-automatic AR-15 style rifle. Why is it always a semi-automatic AR-15?
I don't know.
I always hear that.
And what people are like, oh, I need a gun for protection. You do not need an automatic weapon.
What does that mean?
It means it's like really easily, like
right.
You can shoot it really easily, right?
Damn. It says he was in Kenosha to protect a car dealership from being vandalized and to provide medical aid. I'm sorry, what kind of medical professionalism does this man have?
He was going to provide aid for people with gunshot wounds.
Oh, God.
But this is important. This is important to note, guys.
Yeah,
this
so
is
that's what he
said.
Story. And so this trial has caused like so much, obviously, like divide between the left and the right.
Yeah.
And the right is like seeing him as some kind of,
savior?
Maybe? Like they're fully defending this kid.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me see. So he said Rittenhouse was followed by a group. There was some, altercations. It says that he. So Rittenhouse was followed by a group that included Kenosha resident Joseph Rosenbaum, who was unarmed. Okay, and then Racine resident Joshua Zeminski fired a shot into the air nearby, causing Rittenhouse to turn towards Rosenbaum in a parking lot. Rosenbaum then lunged at Rittenhouse and tried to take his rifle, after which Rittenhouse shot him 4 times, killing him. Rittenhouse then ran down the street while being pursued by a crowd of at least dozen people. He tripped and fell to the ground after being hit in the head, then fired twice at a man who jump kicked him, missing both shots. While Rittenhouse was still on the ground, Silver Lake resident Anthony Huber struck him in the shoulder with a skateboard and attempted to take his rifle. Rittenhouse shot him once in the chest, killing him. So it sounds like it was like a whole fucking like
ordeal
shit show. Like it sounds like a shit show.
It sounds like a gong show.
A gong show.
Like it's actually like
yeah. So
it sounds like a bit of a hullabaloo. You know.
Can you not? This is a serious topic, Daniel.
No, I know.
Anyway, what's a hullabaloo? Again,
remember, it's like a gong show.
Okay,
just like a lot of craziness going on.
Craziness. So the verdict was not guilty for everything.
Which is
I have such a problem with this. I mean, here's the thing. I think the problem is that I don't think he was like he shouldn't be charged for like full on like murder. Like I do feel like again
like he probably didn't go with that necessarily that intention.
Exactly, but the fact that you even went with you know a gun to a very dangerous. I don't know. What do you think?
And he wasn't the only one with a gun. That other guy had a gun too. It sounds like everyone goddamn has their goddamn guns.
Yeah. So are you just allowed to have a gun and just shoot people, and then you can just say because he claims self-defense, right?
Yeah.
And then the problem is, I think a lot of people are like saying that this. How do I say like? People are not blaming the jury necessarily because it's like a fucked up thing with the whole system in general. Like because you have to prove like without what do you call it like without a reasonable doubt or something you have to prove that he went there to like shoot people and kill them. Obviously that you know I think everyone can say that that's not necessarily what he went there for.
I think what happens, and this is a thing which I think often happens in these kind of situations, is somebody goes and think about like even if you get into an argument or a heated debate with somebody, things can get fired up really quickly, right?
Yes.
And I think what happens is if you have like weapons in the mix, you can accidentally, and I'm not justifying and saying any of this stuff, but as soon as you bring these like weapons, people get heated, and you know sometimes you're like, oh my god, even just if you get in a fight, you might be like, oh, I really wish I didn't say that. I was so angry, because you start seeing red. And if you have weapons, like dangerous weapons with you, then obviously that's a problem, right?
And you have
like,
a crowd of people around you.
Yeah.
But it's like
and it gets all, and things get all heated and flustered, and everyone's doing things. Somebody's drop kicking someone. Somebody's doing something else, and you get in this moment of like panic, anxiety, of like fucking, you don't even know what's going on, so you just start open firing.
God, I don't know.
But this is why time and time again, I'm like, the more stories I hear about this kind of stuff,
oh my God,
I'm like, America, do something about your gun laws.
It's so bad.
Like this, people should not, everyday people, in my opinion, guys, should not be walking around with firearms.
Agreed. And don't, 17 years old.
I know, like,
is that even legal?
Again, I don't know.
I don't think that's legal. I think you have to be at least 18, which is also kind of fucked up because their drinking age is 21. You can't have a beer, but you can own a gun that can shoot vote. And kill people.
And you can vote.
I mean, you can vote, but like...
It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. It's like,
I know.
We don't need, and that whole logic that a lot of people use, they're like, oh, well, you know, I need a gun to protect myself and, you know, to help, you know, so that I can, you know, protect myself and my family. It's like you wouldn't even have that issue if the other people didn't have guns as well, but it's like turning into this crazy gun mess.
I know. This is crazy. Well, also another question is, I think one of the reasons why, I could be wrong, but I heard that one of the reasons why he got off, like it was not guilty, is because they try to get him like the highest possible, like they tried to basically get him for like first degree murder or something like that, which is like, is that true? Let me just, because if they did manslaughter, he probably would have been like, that's guilty, isn't it?
Yeah, but
how does that work?
I don't know. I think even if like I've never been convicted of any of these crimes, Rose. But I think like even if you went, I think the jury decides what your verdict is, right?
Is that how it works?
So you could go in there and they can be persecuting you for first degree, but the jury might say, look, we're not going to find you guilty on first degree. It's going to be on manslaughter. Do you know what I mean?
Is
like
that how it works?
yeah, because the jury, they come up with a verdict, right?
Yes. So the jury says guilty or not guilty.
Yeah.
And it depends on like the situation, right? So they'll like, for example, since like 3 people were killed, I think, or 2 people or something, they'll like go one by one, and they'll talk about each one. And he was acquitted of all charges, like come on. I don't know how I feel about this, because it's also dangerous, because you have this situation where it's like you are putting yourself and other people at risk by bringing a gun to a place that you shouldn't probably. First of all, like, why are you even there, and why are you bringing a gun? This is a protest. Oh, goddamn, you okay? This is a protest. Like, you should be allowed. It's another thing in terms of like freedom of speech, freedom of protest, freedom of assembly. It's like, how do we feel about some random people bringing guns to a protest?
Exactly.
Which I get that, like, yes, sometimes protests can get ugly and stuff, but you can't have a random citizen. You okay? What we missing? Oh shit, guys, we got some dos piña coladas dobles. Can you not? Oh my god, I really need to learn some Spanish or something, because this is embarrassing. Anyway,
guys, I realized that we were missing our little pina coladas.
We got some pina coladas to get us through this fucked up story. I really need to know though. Okay, let me just see here. Okay, Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 men, killing 2 of them and wounding the 3rd. Okay, during a protest during police brutality. Rittenhouse argued that he fired in self-defense after the men attacked him. Here's a look at the charges that the prosecutors carried into court. So I think what happens is the prosecutors want to charge them with a certain thing. So the jury has to decide if that charge is valid. So I think, okay, so for example, so you have to decide from the beginning what you want to charge this person with. Sure? It says right here. Here's a look at the charges that prosecutors carried into court, as well as lesser charges that the judge put before the jury in his final instructions. So the
judge can change.
Yes.
Change
so I don't think the jury decides, oh, we're going to charge manslaughter, because I don't even think they know what that is. Like, they don't have the knowledge to do that.
Well, I would hope that the jury would have some knowledge as to what manslaughter was.
Okay, I mean, can we also talk about juries? Like, how do we feel about juries? Because I'm like, you're just putting a bunch of random people. Like, do they even have, like, what do they have to have? Like, what is the qualification to be a juror?
A citizen.
Exactly. Isn't that a little fucked up too?
It's a bit weird.
Like, who are these people? And also sometimes, like, the jury, it really, like, who the jury is also can have a big impact.
That's why they have jury selection and stuff, right? Like, there's a whole process.
I know, but like, is it perfect? Doubt it.
And you've heard about, like, you know, situations where there's like not a hung jury, but like a
hung jury. There's also jury.
The jury's been tampered with and needs a new jury.
Or like, it's like all white people and it's like the black person that's getting prosecuted. Like, there's some fucked up shit. Like,
it's supposed to be a jury of peers,
okay?
Though.
I don't fucking trust it though.
Okay.
Do we trust the justice
system? Rose does not trust the American justice system.
I mean, it's failed more than once.
That's very true.
Okay. So I guess he was being charged. Count 1, first degree reckless homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. Like, I think this was too strong of a charge. Do you know what I'm saying?
But would you not consider that it was a reckless homicide?
First degree. Maybe. First degree is a serious. That's like planned.
Yeah, but
isn't it?
I guess the thing is that's hard with this case is like you literally brought a gun with you to protect something.
Yep. Again, though, like, can we say? I don't think we can say that that's first degree murder. First degree is like you like planned it out. You are like let's say you want to kill this person. You like planned it all out. You for sure want to kill this person. I don't want to say that this guy planned to kill somebody that day.
Yeah.
He probably just thought, again, maybe because of all the propaganda and all of the gun loving whatever, you know, culture in America, he just thought he just needed to bring a gun to protect himself.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
You normally a man of many words, all of a sudden silent.
No, I don't necessarily think it should be first degree, but I do think, like, obviously to be acquitted of all charges, what kind of message does that send to people?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, because they went in with first degree. I think he got acquitted.
But it also said the judge suggested other charges.
So count one, first degree reckless homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. Okay. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. And then count 2, first degree recklessly endangering safety, use of a weapon. So this was connected to the Rosenbaum shooting, blah, blah, blah. Count 3, first degree recklessly endangering safety, use of a dangerous weapon. Again, this was for another person. And then count 4, first degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. This is for Huber's death. And intentional homicide means just that. A person killed someone and meant to do it. And 5th degree, attempted first degree intentional homicide. Again, this is for someone that got injured, I believe. Count 6 is possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18. I mean, so was he actually acquitted of this? I'm pretty sure he was not guilty for everything. Oh, the judge dismissed this charge on Monday.
Yeah.
Why?
So this is what I mean. There was lesser charges in there. It seems like he just got acquitted of everything.
I mean, there wasn't really much lesser charges other than like it wasn't lesser charges.
What's the next one, Rose?
Failure to comply with let's see. Failure to comply with an emergency order from state or local government. My point is, it wasn't like oh, he could either get first degree on Rosenbaum and then also potentially manslaughter on Rosenbaum. You can't have it's the same situation, so I think they need to pick one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Kind of, but I don't know if I necessarily agree.
I mean, I don't agree, but
yeah,
I think that's how
but
it
I mean,
works.
I think like if someone comes at you with like a harder charge, but like the
can you be like, oh, like we charge
I'm
you
sure
with
there
lower?
must be a way to do it, because then
I need to know this.
You can't just like say, oh, just because like somebody killed somebody, okay, they're going for first degree, but he did kill somebody, so maybe they can have a lesser charge of manslaughter. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think the judge can decide that.
Let me see, because like I think
I'm
this is
sure
one
that
of,
the judge can decide that and
But then-
present that to the jury.
right.
You know,
Right. Let me see. I'm curious now. I agree. I mean, I agree that it should be like that, but I feel like this is one of the reasons why he was found not guilty. Do you know what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Because like, well, when you have a someone. When you have the jury presenting their results, they never say not guilty, but we find him guilty of this, right? They always just say not
Are you
guilty.
sure?
I'm pretty sure. How do I Google this? Like, what?
I don't know.
How do I word this? I need to know.
I think that, Rose, unless we're going to find out, we're not going to find out how the, American justice system works.
Let's see.
Somebody please comment in the comment section below, guys. Is it possible? Because I just feel like, okay, let's say I did something bad and you're slapping me with charge A, which is the harshest charge possible. Even though I did do this, and the jury decides, oh, I'm not guilty of that. But I'm sure that they could like charge you with maybe a lesser charge. You know what I mean? Like maybe if the first degree charge doesn't stick, then there's something else that can be presented with.
But then shouldn't he have been charged then?
Well, he wasn't even charged with
possession of a gun anything.
With a gun under 18.
Because the judge, I guess, like just dismissed it for some reason.
Exactly. So
this is what I'm saying.
I guess my question would be like, why would he even dismiss that? Right? Like,
well, this is why we don't trust the justice system.
Goddamn, Rose.
Right?
And look at the demographic of who judges are.
White man.
Old white man. Well, not all judges, obviously, guys, but I think like because a lot of the judges that you see are typically that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. There were mistakes the state made as well, including overselling. This is what I'm saying. Including overselling the case by trying to paint Rittenhouse as an active shooter. So basically, like, again, if they had gone in with manslaughter, there would have been a higher, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was too much. I don't know. I do think there is something to say about that. Maybe you can.
You could be right. I agree to disagree right now on that one, Rose, because...
but anyway, so he was acquitted of everything.
Yeah, which is crazy. And again, what kind of message is that sending to people?
This
Do you know
is the
what
problem.
I mean? That's the worst part. It's like, okay, he's got acquitted of all charges. So now the people seeing this, and this is a very public trial, they're going to be like, okay, well, cool. He's been acquitted of everything. I mean, that means it's okay for me to take a gun and protect my property and shoot somebody on my property in self-defense.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a really, really fucked up situation.
So basically, if you have a gun, you can just say it was self-defense.
Well, yeah. Obviously, there'd be a bit,
yes.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't send a very good message that, hey, this person was doing the right thing, protecting this business and whatever else, shot some people along the way, and walks away scot-free.
Yeah. Like, you can just be like, here's the thing. You're putting yourself and other people at risk by bringing a gun to this thing. So that should have been taken into consideration.
Exactly.
That should have been taken into consideration,
100%.
but it wasn't.
And he didn't get any of those charges.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. It's fucked up.
It's so messed up,
it's
guys.
because they went for first degree. I'm telling you.
Okay, well, anyway, if anyone knows more about the American justice system, guys,
know.
please leave some comments in the comment section below. We would like to know if that is a possibility, if,
it should be. I 100% agree that it should be a possibility that you need to
lessen
be
the
able to change
charges.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be able to be like, okay, never mind, not this one.
Yeah.
And the jury should kind of maybe be able to decide that, but maybe they don't let that.
Yeah, maybe the jury specifically can't decide, but like maybe the judge can present them with other options.
Yeah.
Or the prosecutor. I don't know, guys.
I don't know. It's really messed up.
It's kind of crazy. It's all...
well, the whole thing is messed up to begin with. It's like, for example, like we've talked about before, the whole, like even like bail, like having bail,
Yeah.
and rich people getting out, and that also impacts the case and how jurors see you.
Exactly. I also couldn't believe when we discussed about like bail and stuff, about how like for some people they might like be waiting for a trial, but be in a prison. I know. That, and then obviously fucked up shit happens to you in a prison.
I know.
Like Rose, imagine what would happen to us in prison.
God damn, Daniel, don't be saying
Especially
such
me.
things.
Damn, I wouldn't survive a day.
No, but seriously, it's fucked.
Yeah, and it's crazy, and people can be in there for years and years,
I know.
and then finally get their day in court, and hope for the best. But still, like that, you would have spent 2 years of your life locked up.
Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty?
Well, this is it.
Like, why are you locked up when you're just being charged? That's fucked, right? And then they also say that, like, because, for example, if you're like rich, you can, pay for bail. And then you show up with like a fucking high class lawyer wearing a suit, you're looking good.
Yeah.
And that image has an impact. Otherwise, if you're in jail because you couldn't pay for bail, you're going to come out wearing your, jail uniform or whatever. You're going to look guilty already.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a bad
It's messed up, man.
God
Anyway,
damn.
so he got acquitted, and there's a huge divide. People are like freaking out about this. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, do I think that he was actually trying to kill people? No. I think he was a 17-year-old with obviously fucked up parents that drove him to this thing. He shouldn't have had a gun.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. Like, he shouldn't have had a gun. Like, because if you think about it, if he had gone there to protect the store or do whatever he was doing, but didn't happen to have a gun, he wouldn't be able to kill people. Well, maybe he would have still, but like it would have been less likely.
Yeah.
And that's why there's that whole argument about like, oh, well, guns don't kill people. People kill people. And I'm like, yeah, but it's so much fucking easier if you have a gun. Like, literally zero skill involved, pretty much, to shoot somebody with a gun.
Apparently, with the semi-automatic, you can just.
It's like semi-automatic is like you just keep hitting that little trigger.
Is that literally what it happened? Oh my god.
Right?
That's fucking terrifying.
You don't even have to. I mean, you have to obviously reload them and stuff, but like,
why did he have a gun? I'm actually shook.
Why did his mom drop him off with a gun?
Did she know he had a gun?
Well, we don't know.
I know we don't know. It's
Exactly.
fucked. Anyways, oh my god.
Crazy.
It's insane. Obviously, like, it's a very sad situation. It's very divided. I honestly don't know how anyone can be defending this, but the world is crazy. So
Yeah, this is very true.
So that happened. What's the next story?
So the next story we're going to talk about, it's more of a like kind of, it's a celebrity story basically. But for those of you that have been following, and it's like a non-story, but it kind of is in the same way.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Because basically, okay, so as many of you know or don't know, I guess there's Shawn Mendes and I can never say her name. Camilla Cabello.
I don't know.
Okay, anyway.
They're very famous people.
Yeah, super, obviously we like don't know them that well, but like super famous, and they've been dating for like quite a while. Now, Shawn has had so much like, not backlash, but speculation about his sexuality. Like, so many people have been like pushing him about it, and like he's had to like, and he's publicly said, he's like, guys, I'm not gay. Like,
right.
And then a lot of people were saying, oh, Camilla is like a beard for him. Like, she, all this
That's
stuff.
so rude.
I know. And now that they've broken up, apparently, like, not everyone, obviously, but like some people have been like going on Twitter and all this stuff being like, you can finally live your true life, like all of this stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so bad. And
that's fucked. It's fucked both ways.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Like, if he is gay, great. Like,
then why are you forcing him to like, who cares? Like, let him live his life.
But this is what I mean. It's like, in some ways, people think, oh, this whole like gay movement and LGBT rights and stuff, we've come a long way, but in other ways we haven't.
I'm shocked.
The fact that like people are automatically assuming this about somebody and saying, hey, by the way, oh, this guy's gay because of X, Y, Z. You don't even fucking know him. Like, this is what gets me like the craziest. It's like, pardon me, you don't even know this person.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you did, it really doesn't matter. Like,
exactly
what somebody's doing with other people behind closed doors in their house is their business. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get why people like care. It's 2021.
Like, literally, why do you even care? Like, why are you even talking about it?
Exactly.
Like, who the fuck cares?
Well, and not only that, but it's like, imagine how like so on one side, maybe he is gay. On one side, maybe he's not. So if he is gay, he's probably feeling pretty shitty about it already.
Yeah.
Not like shitty about it, but like getting all this pressure and all this
everyone
stuff.
has like their own,
Exactly. Or if he's not gay, he's probably just like, why is everyone keep talking about this? Like, either way, it's like,
does it have a negative connotation? Like, is he, you know what I mean? Like, people would think that, like, am I too whatever,
Like, why are people saying this about me? Like, and I just know from my personal experience, like, if people like, there was obviously like speculation at my school and stuff.
Right.
But like,
when you were like younger.
Yeah. When I was younger. And like, but you know, it's not a nice feeling. Like, it's not like you don't want to be
Right.
forcing somebody into doing something or saying something or like,
Yeah.
you know, like it doesn't matter to like, I wish we got to like, and this is another thing that I think is kind of wrong with society, but like the status quo is straight, right?
Sure.
So everybody just assumes everyone's straight.
Right.
That's like status quo. To be gay, trans, bi, all this other stuff is like off the, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, majority of people, like if you look at it, are straight, but like still, like we shouldn't look at that as like a status quo. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it shouldn't even matter. Like
I know.
really, I like my fantasy or my kind of like where I would love to see the world is where like it literally we got to a place where like anybody could just be dating somebody and nobody
Yeah.
would care.
Yeah. It'd be like not an issue.
You wouldn't need to
Like
come
there's no
out.
label. There's no like
Exactly.
I'm straight, I'm gay. It's just more like, okay, I'm dating this person.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and you won't have that pressure or that need to like come out of the closet.
Yeah.
You know? Like
yeah, it's
I just,
true.
oh, it's kind of makes me
It's
feel
weird because they're quite young, right? So I'm assuming their fan base is quite young too.
Yeah.
And like you think that like I don't know, like younger people, like they're a lot more open about this kind of stuff,
Yeah,
like
100%.
sexuality and like being trans or bi or I know trans is not the same thing as sexuality, but anyways,
Yeah.
but like you know just being whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's shocking to me that their fan. I mean, I don't know if it's their. I'm assuming it's their fan base
must be,
because
like-
who cares? If it's not like, for example, I don't care about those. Like you know.
I think it's because I think you're right. It is a younger fan base because
Yeah,
like,
so I would
obviously-
expect them to be less judgy.
exactly.
You know?
Like it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where
it's
you're just
really
kinda
weird.
Like,
They're like probably teenagers. Like, how old are these kids? They're like 20 something. They're like early 20s, mid
I
20s.
think so, something like that.
They're not old. Like,
Yeah.
they're definitely like in their 20s, like
Well,
maybe early.
And this is another thing that's kind of frustrating about like coming out, not coming out. Sometimes people like maybe they don't come out, but they like experiment, but realize that's not
Yeah,
what they want. Or-
exactly.
do you know what I mean? There's so many
Maybe
different.
he's bi. Maybe he's, whatever.
Exactly. No, but and at the end of the day, it shouldn't fucking matter.
It really shouldn't.
And it's just sad that like
And if you want to speculate, fine, do it in your own time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you need to spread rumors? Like, these are still people.
exactly.
And like, why do you need to like, why? Like, what? Like, you don't even know these people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand people.
God
That's
damn.
another reason why I think these are young people because I don't know, old people don't like. I don't know. I don't got time on my hands to be speculating about some random person's sexuality.
I think old people do it too, Rose.
That's true. People
So-
are bored.
I think that it happens both
Yeah?
ways.
You think
know?
so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That it's just it
But they broke up,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, so now they're saying,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Oh, now he can like.
Yeah. And then I saw this like one TikTok that it was like this girl was like talking about them breaking up and she was like, how could you do that to your gay best friend? You've been
Oh
together
my-
for 2 years.
Shut
Why
up.
would you do that to him? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my
Have you seen
God.
any comments under that?
No, I didn't see
I
the
wonder what
comment
the comments
section.
are.
But like, guys, ugh.
Yeah.
So bad. Like again, like as someone that's part of that LGBTQ LMNOP community,
Stop.
like I wouldn't want someone pressuring me to come out of the closet or pressuring me to say or do, you know what I mean? Like, it just
I know. It's just like icky all around. Just
left-
icky.
it left a bad
Yeah.
feeling
Oh.
in my stomach. I would get pissed off at these kind of
Are you
things.
sure it wasn't the dos margaritas dobles?
I don't even remember if it is double, but I think it is. Like I'm pretty sure double is double, but I feel like the longer I've been living out of Spain, the worse my Spanish has been getting. So like I'm like here, I'm like, hola, ¿cómo estás? And
Hola.
I'm probably like, oh God, this gringo.
Gringo. Are you a gringo?
Yeah.
What am I?
You
Am I gringa?
Yeah, I guess you would be.
Am I? Okay, wait. How is it? White person or foreigner?
I feel like it's
I
like,
think it's foreigner, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I think it's
Oh,
like
so
a-
I'm a gringa.
I think maybe.
But then it's more used toward white
White
people,
people,
isn't it?
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So anyway, they're
Very
probably like this gringo. Like
Gringo.
What the fuck is going on here? Yeah. Oh,
All
God.
right. What's the next story?
So the next story is a bit of another like it's not celebrity news this time.
Okay.
But it's about one of our favorite online retailers,
Amazon.
Amazon. So apparently, and I don't know if you guys are going to think this is a big deal, but I want to get your thoughts on this. But it was talking about basically, I guess Amazon again has come under light to say, hey, they don't have proper like not security measures, but
Privacy.
like privacy in place. So like a lot of their workers can like go online and or like go into the system, the database or whatever, and can look up people's purchases. So like what they said is some people have been like, oh, goddamn, look at those huge birds. Goddamn, they'd be
God, what
huge as
birds are
hell.
those?
They'd be like pelicans or something.
Oh, you guys, I really wish you could see the view.
I know, it's so-
nice. Okay, we'll definitely like do a little.
We'll do a
yes,
panoramic.
and then
I'll
you're gonna
add
have
it in.
to add it in. Okay,
Of course.
can you figure it out?
I
Okay.
will. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so they were saying that like basically people were going on there and they could like look up like a celebrity like Kanye West or whoever else and see what they were buying on Amazon. Also, some people were doing it like if they were working at Amazon, let's say like their ex was on there or something, they could like stalk their ex's purchases.
That's fucked, man.
Right?
That's fucked.
Like it's so...
Okay, well, are we... okay, but how do they know it's actually them, you know?
Well, this is it, right? Like how can you actually search it up?
I mean, are they really shopping on Amazon? Like, is Kim Kardashian buying, you know, her fucking whatever on Amazon?
Potentially. I think everyone uses Amazon to some degree.
Not when you're a multimillionaire.
Well, I would imagine for a lot of their celebrities,
maybe it's like
their
more,
assistant would be doing it.
Sure. But then maybe they're that. So maybe it'd be like more like less famous celebrities. I don't know. Yeah. Because I can't imagine Brad Pitt shopping at Amazon, you know?
I bet you they do, Rose. They go to Starbucks. They do all kinds of stuff that we do.
But, oh God, I don't know. I mean, no, I don't think so. Again, yeah, I would think that their assistant is buying stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you buy shit from Amazon, it's being sent to you. Where are they sending it?
Well, this is it, right?
To their house?
Yeah, that's it.
You think they're going to get Amazon delivery drivers coming up to their gate? No. They're getting it sent somewhere else. Okay.
Well, they would have to get something delivered. Like if you were friends with a celebrity, like let's say you guys were friends from school and stuff.
I need some inside information.
You sent them a letter.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you wanted to post.
True.
Post them
they
a
probably
letter.
have some kind of PO box or something.
Yeah, they would, or like a business. They'd have a business address.
Yeah. Something like you definitely wouldn't put your own like address. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. How does it work?
God damn, I don't know, Rose.
I ain't no celebrity.
You is in the vegan community.
We be podcast celebrities. Mm-hmm. Top 50% of podcasts in the world.
Is it? Is it still? But yeah, so I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Like, do you think this is it's a bit of an invasion of privacy? I still think, you know.
That is 1000% an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, because you would be able to see
the workers should not have access to like.
100%.
You know, like I get that. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on the worker. I mean, I don't know. How does it work? Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously there does need to be like some humans that know, but then like.
They should have security levels, like access levels.
I don't know.
I still think the creepiest story that we ever talked about when it comes to like invasion of privacy and everything else was the home security system viewers. That honestly, guys, that story has legit like shaken illegal. Me.
Okay, well, repeat the story.
Oh God! So if you guys didn't catch this episode, it was like quite a few episodes.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and basically this. I think it wasn't even just one person. I think it was like a few people.
Oh God.
That were installing people's like home security systems and was viewing them for years.
Oh my God, for years.
Watching people have sex, watching all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was like I don't know what to say.
Terrifying.
Like it's creepy, but if you think about it, your security system nowadays, they are live feeds, right? They go into like a cloud.
I'm never gonna get a security thing in my house. I've decided. I'm
just gonna get one that's like
inside your house. Like, is there really a need? That's another question.
Yeah.
Do we really need cameras in the house?
I think just to have stuff on doors. Do you know like those things that like alarm if the door gets broken
I think
or something?
Doors or like outside the house. But like, who do we like? Unless I have like a, you know, do you remember like seeing those like nanny cams where there's like nannies like beating up kids and stuff? Like, unless you have a nanny that you somehow can't trust. Which is also fucked. Like, holy fuck. The number of nanny cams I've seen. I don't know where this came from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like traumatizing.
But it's kind of scary because like one of like just putting your kids in daycare and stuff as well. Like
right,
so much shit goes down.
Shit goes down in daycares.
Yeah.
Do you know any stories?
Well, probably none that I can share on this podcast.
Oh, but you've heard some stories?
Some of my friends that have put their kids in daycares, yeah.
How do you know who to trust?
Exactly. And that's so sad because it's like, it's your children. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it just leaves bad taste.
Well, what's sad is that you want to trust people. Yeah. And I don't want to live in a world where there's constantly security cameras or like big gates. I don't want to live in that world.
No.
But I don't know. Do we have to? Fuck my life.
Well, and you know, there's some countries where that's a reality, Rose.
I know. Like in Brazil, for example, when I went to Brazil, it was like, it really felt weird to me because like I feel like we're so like lucky in a sense that I've never experienced living somewhere where I felt like unsafe.
Yeah.
Just just living. Like everything in Brazil was like gated communities and maybe not everything, but everything was very gated compared to Canada. Canada, for example, like we're fucking spoiled in a sense that like our houses are just like front doors. That's it. Like we don't have like a gate, a separate gate. We just have like our front doors.
Yeah.
And you can just go into the front door. Like, I mean, obviously we lock our doors, but I mean, half the time I didn't even lock my doors.
I know. God damn, Roses.
like our neighborhood was like when I was growing up and stuff, like our neighborhood was so safe
yeah.
that like if I was like walking my dog or something and I was only out for like an hour, I would just like leave the door unlocked.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, nothing ever happened. Like nobody ever thought anything was going to happen. And of course something might happen, but like it was very safe in that way. But when I went to Brazil, it was like every single home and every single apartment building had like their own security. They had like a big gate and you had to go through the gate first.
Yeah.
And like people lived in like gated communities,
Yeah.
which were lovely and beautiful.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like, you know, I definitely felt like a huge difference between,
Well, and that's the thing, like, again, I'm not knocking. I've never actually been to Brazil, but like,
Oh, I mean, I love Brazil, but
I couldn't imagine living like that. Do you know what I mean?
know.
Like one of my coworkers is from South Africa, and he was saying, you know, it's a bit like that there.
I think it's worse than South Africa.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, like things that we take for granted, like just going to the grocery store, walking there, going for a run, all this stuff. Like you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Like it's very different.
Like you have to live in that. Like I'm sure if you live in the gated community, it's great, and I'm sure like they're used to it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember even in Brazil, like when I was eating at like a restaurant or something, my friend would like I would just leave my phone. Like again, this is just me, Canadian, like naive Canadian in me.
But also, Rose, you're a bit clueless. Continue the story,
This
please.
is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just leave my phone on the table, and they're just like, do not leave your phone on the table. Like someone's gonna snatch it. Like keep it with you.
Yeah.
And just like little things like that like I don't even realize I'm doing. But like and like I was at the carnival and they're like, I was like, oh, I just want to take some videos. They're like, Rose, trust me, you don't want to like put your phone away. I'm like, okay, fine.
See, and that's scary because like for us, it's like that's something that we've never experienced in Calgary.
I know. I mean, we live in a very safe place.
Like,
Okay.
Calgary is like super safe. Like.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, shit still, you know what? Stuff happens in every
Of
single
course,
city, right?
every place.
But it's like the magnitude and the amount of it that's happening
Yeah.
is, you know, it's not as bad.
Oh, it looks like you need a top up from the bar.
Oh, god damn.
You want to get yourself a little top up?
I don't know if I should.
There's some rum in there.
Should I get a rum and Pepsi, guys?
Oh, you know what? Actually, there's some tequila left. The tequila here
Oh, it's
is
so smooth.
so smooth.
Okay, I'm going to get a refill.
Like Daniel's
Keep
getting
talking.
a refill. Do we have another story that we want to talk? Oh, okay. Anyways, so why did we get to this? Oh, security. So anyways, we take it for granted that we live in Canada and we don't have to worry about, you know, living in a gated community. Because I don't want to live in a place where it's like we constantly have to like protect ourselves from other humans. I want to live in a place where other humans, you know, we all kind of respect each other. We live in a place where we don't have to, like, people don't feel like they have to rob each other, things like that, you know? And Mac.
But you know what? To be honest, guys, like, and a part of it's like corruption, government corruption, and whatever else. But like a lot of these places that have this kind of
disparity.
If as soon as you start getting this extreme levels of economic disparity,
That's the problem.
this is what causes problems because you know you're going to have people that are
Too poor.
Exactly, and no fault of their own. It's just
Yeah.
the opportunities that they're given and everything else.
Exactly.
It's like it causes all kinds of problems. Whereas I think in Canada, like part of the reason, but it's getting worse.
It is getting worse.
Yeah, but part of the reason is we have like, you know, social and economic programs.
Yes.
We have a lot more middle class. We have a lot
Yes.
more, and that drives all that. Because if you think about it, I think almost every single country, and you guys feel free to comment if you know otherwise, but pretty much every single country that has a lot of safety issues and concerns,
Yeah.
there's a huge gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Yes, absolutely.
And there also, not only is there that huge gap, but there's also the lack of government support programs.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of corruption, which all adds, like, it's all like comes together, right? Because if you have a lot of corruption, that usually means that there's a lot of people that are willing to pay for things.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, when people are in desperate situations, like they live in a place where they feel like, you know, they can't really get ahead or whatever.
Exactly.
Then they're going to do, you know, crazy things. So, yeah, it's
Well,
really sad.
It's so sad. Like, it's just not a situation
Yeah,
that,
it's
like,
sad
you know.
because I really want to go to South Africa as well. I don't know if any of you guys are from South Africa. Feel free to comment. I really want to go to South Africa. It looks amazing.
I have a really good friend there.
I know, and it looks so nice, but like I just know that like I'm like really terrified of going because I know that I've met some people from South Africa that have moved to Canada.
Yeah.
And like some of the stories that I heard, they say, oh wow, like, you know, we can't even walk, we can't even take the bus, like we can't even take a bus, we can't, like, you know, I've had relatives held at gunpoint in their house, like it's just crazy.
Like, that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
and that becomes like a norm. Like, imagine, like, I take the bus all the time.
I know,
Imagine
it's
not being able to do that.
crazy.
Like, it's like,
yeah, I don't know.
oh, like, yeah, it just wouldn't be. And then also, like, that kind of environment also puts pressure on people because, like, even think about ourselves. Like, I would consider myself like I'm not like like in poverty, but
You
also
are upper middle class, Daniel.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like if I have to start paying for like taxis everywhere, and you know because I
Right,
can't
right,
take the
of
bus,
course.
that's going to put strain on me as well. So anyway, like it's just a kind of messed up situation. But the last story, guys,
what's the last story
that I wanted to talk about? I don't know too much about it, but have you heard again, not all the backlash, but some backlash that Adele got about her like weight loss?
Oh, I mean, isn't that kind of like old news?
Well, it kind of is, but she recently did a special on Oprah.
Oh, okay. Well, she recently released like the new album. So she's like, Adele is in the news again.
Yeah.
So I have heard about the backlash when she first, like, I remember when she first posted that picture of her, like,
everyone was going crazy.
Dude, like, broke the fucking internet, man.
I know. Everyone was like, oh my God.
I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
Like, you look fucking amazing.
Well, and the interesting thing is she was saying, because she did this kind of special.
I didn't watch the special, but okay, tell me.
I didn't actually see all of it. I just saw parts of it. And it was really interesting because she did like a special where she was like doing a concert and then split with like doing an interview with Oprah.
Yeah.
And actually there was a really cute part of it where I don't even know how somebody lined this up, but somebody had brought their girlfriend there that they were going to propose to. She had no idea that she was at a concert, right? So he had her blindfolded and stuff.
What?
Brought her up on stage because I guess they were like, because the concert was
How did he get her to that position?
Well, the thing is, they held the concert behind the like this weird space center thing.
Okay.
It was like a very exclusive event.
Okay.
Right? And I don't know how this guy lined this up, but anyway, he brought his girlfriend out there, and she was like, blindfolded, didn't know what the hell she was in. She's like, "Where are we? What's going on?" Then he's like, "Take your blindfold off." And then she looks around, and she still doesn't realize she's at a concert, but she sees all these people sitting here, and she's like, "Who are all these people?" It's like the funniest thing ever. And
I'm dying. I want this for my life.
I know. And then he goes and proposes to her, and then they went and sat next to like Melissa McCarthy and like a bunch of other famous people, and I was like,
okay, how rich is this man?
I know. I was like, God damn. Like, I don't know how he lined that up. But anyway.
I thought you were going to say that they like removed the blindfold and then there's like Adele just singing like to her.
No, because you couldn't see Adele. She was like in the back. Like,
right.
It was dark there.
I would die though. Can you imagine?
The lady was like, who are all these people? Where are we?
That's
and
so
then
cute.
Then he like proposed, and then Adele comes kind of walking in, and she's like, oh my God.
I would freak the fuck out.
I know. Could you imagine?
Oh my God. I would die. Okay. If he has a brother, call me.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, so yeah,
okay,
anyway.
So she did the
interview. Mm-hmm. And so like she was saying like, and I actually really like the way that she put it. She's like, because people are saying, that she's not being body positive because she's lost all this weight. I'm so sick of this
fucking argument.
I know. And they're like, because she lost all this weight, she like just like went to what the like norm or what like the beauty standards are these
or
days.
what the healthy thing to do is.
Exactly.
Sorry.
But she also said part of the reason why she lost all this weight, which she opened up to Oprah about, she said when she got divorced, she was having a really stressful time.
Yeah.
Which I would imagine obviously a divorce would be very stressful.
Right.
And she said that she was super stressed and she was getting a lot of like panic attacks.
Oh my God.
Like she was getting quite a lot of panic attacks, a lot of anxiety. And she actually found, because she was like never a gym person, she was saying, like she just wasn't like at the gym, but that was the only place where her like panic attacks and anxiety would like come down. So she just started going more frequently to the gym. And
she
as
just
a result,
naturally lost weight.
Exactly. As a result, you lose
happens,
weight.
Guys.
Exactly. And she's like, because she likes the gym because that's like one place in her life where she feels like she's in control.
Okay. Yeah.
Where you go there and you do. And I think honestly though, like outside of that, it's like going to the gym and doing fitness. It just has so many positive things
just doing
for you.
fitness in general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was that she could feel in control, but I think part of the reason why her anxiety and everything else came down is because of how good fitness is for your body.
Absolutely.
Right? Overall mental health. Like think about like you do a workout or you do a jog, you might hate your life while you're doing it, but when you finish, you're like, I have yet to do a workout, guys, where I go to the gym and I leave feeling worse than when I came in.
Exactly.
It hasn't happened, and I doubt
unless
it will
you get
ever.
like you were sick or something, it's like a different situation.
To be fair, I did injure myself once.
Yeah,
that was quite
those
scary.
are those are different situations.
Yeah,
but like think about like when we run and stuff. It's like sometimes it's difficult, but like it actually, but sometimes like when I'm running, I'm actually like I actually get that runner's high where I'm like I feel like fucking amazing.
Oh, I love those good run days where it's like
so good
when you jog and then you can just keep going.
We've become one of those people.
Oh, and it's just like. Well, I haven't. The last couple of months I've been.
We've been slacking, but I mean, the thing is though, even if that wasn't the reason, even if she did intentionally want to lose weight, what is wrong with that? I don't understand this like negativity about people here's the thing. I'm sorry to say this, okay, but this is a fact. We've said it before, but if you're like very overweight, it does cause problems. Most likely you are at a higher risk for so many chronic illnesses and health problems. And if you're okay with that, if you're happy, like that's fine. But it can be very uncomfortable. It can cause a lot of problems, and it's a lot healthier to be at a lower weight in that situation. So with Adele, I mean, potentially it was her weight that was causing some issues as well.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, like, and again, it's not about us being like body negative or anything like this, or whatever it's called. But it's just, unfortunately, the reality of it is like you go to any doctor, literally any doctor, guys. And if you're carrying extra weight, they're going to recommend that you lose it.
Well, I mean, but then a lot of people argue that it's like biased or,
But it's not. I mean, wait. Okay, it is, but no.
I don't think it's biased.
Not because all the studies that are done.
Yeah.
And there's been years and years of tests and everything done where it's like actually okay, and you can say that it's biased, but if they can prove with undisputed fact that saying, hey, if you're overweight or you're not being healthy or whatever, you're overweight, it increases your chance of getting diabetes by X. Yeah. It increases your chance of having heart failure by X.
Like literally every chronic illness.
Exactly. It increases your chance of lung problems. It increases your unfortunately you can't argue with that, and you can't be like, well, I'm body positive and I'm body this, and I understand we're all born in different shapes and sizes. Yeah. But I do think that there's something to be said about, taking care of yourself. And, I'm not saying I wish that we get to a point where it's like, because, the reality is, I don't think because what do I want to say here without getting too.
Just say it, Daniel.
I know.
Just say it, Daniel.
Thank you, Rose. The reality is like, by being a healthier version of yourself, like you can combat risks of many of these different diseases and stuff. And also, not only that, I think body positive, to me, what that means is like, even if somebody is bigger, that doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, they do what they want to do, but if they're being healthy, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
and the fact is, I'm sorry, again, I can't believe this is controversial. I'm sorry. Like, this shouldn't be controversial because this is like scientific. Like, I apologize. But if you are like morbidly obese, let's say, okay, chances that you have a healthy lifestyle, healthy exercise routine, healthy food intake, slim to none. I apologize, but that is the truth. Okay. If you are morbidly obese, you are like, it is a health risk in and of itself, but most likely you have unhealthy patterns, and that's not people's fault, right? Like, I don't want to blame individuals. I think there's so many reasons why
it's a very complex,
systemic problem. Like,
because they also say like, for example, in the States, and I don't know if it's the same for other countries, but quite often like obesity is in people, like there's minorities, higher rates of obesity in minorities, but also higher rates of obesity in people of lower socioeconomic backgrounds,
lower incomes.
As well. Yeah,
it's a big issue.
It's so that in itself is an issue. It's not like it's and again, I think this, like, especially with food and everything else, there's also like a mental health element. There's so many.
It's very complicated. But that doesn't mean that's the thing. We don't want to blame people, right? We don't want to be like, you're fat, you're disgusting, you're lazy. Like, that's not what like we want to do. And that's where I'm like, no, that's fucked up. Yeah. Because I feel like it's like it's so polarized, this kind of debate. It's either people thinking like, oh my God, if you're fat, you're being lazy, you're just not working out enough. Like, there's this clip of like fucking, what's her name, like Khloe Kardashian, being like, she was like, she's like, gone up and down with her weight a little bit. Yeah. And she's like, well, what did she say? She said something like kind of like annoying. She was like, I'm just so sick and tired of people that complain about being fat, but then they're just eating a Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And I'm just like, bitch, like, you have every resource in the world to be the most attractive person possible. Like, you are literally one of the most richest people in the world. Yeah. So like, can you sit your ass down? Because like,
calm the fuck down.
Exactly. Like that infuriates me too, because people don't realize that there is a certain amount of privilege that comes with like weight loss. For example, even Adele losing weight, that comes with privilege. Like, she has a lot of money, she has the resources, she can probably hire a personal trainer, personal chef, like everything. So like, and that makes a huge difference. Yeah. So we need to recognize that, but at the same time, let's not lie to ourselves and pretend that being obese is somehow healthy.
Yeah.
Because I think we need to, in order to actually change and like make people better and healthier, we need to potentially change the way that we have structured our society. And that, for example, like, fast food is very cheap in certain places.
Well, this is the thing. This is part of the problem. It's like, why is the most unhealthy food?
I know, it's fucked.
So cheap. So cheap, right? Like as soon as you want to start eating healthier, it's all of a sudden comes with a much higher price tag.
Yeah.
And like I remember there was a study done actually, and I think I've talked about this in the podcast before. But there's a famous chef, Jamie Oliver from the UK.
Yeah.
And he was like wondering, he's like, why is it like in schools? Because think about like when we went to high school, like I don't know if your school had a cafeteria.
It was
all
so bad.
The food there was shocking.
This is what I'm saying.
It was like poutine and like fries smothered in XYZ, like
hot
it was just
dogs, pizza,
exactly
no vegetables.
Exactly, it was all this stuff, and Jamie Oliver's like, why the fuck is it like this? And he went and did like a cost comparison if they were to serve like healthier alternatives, and it was actually cheaper for them to do that than to serve all the like junk food that they were serving.
It was cheaper for the healthier alternatives, right? I think we've talked about this.
Yeah, and it was like he was
but
like,
that's weird. Then why do they do it like that? Because the government subsidized? I don't understand.
I don't know either. But like even think about like, well, I think there is some subsidies and stuff, but even think about like in my high school, for example, I don't know if this is still the case, but I'm like, I really have a kind of problem with this actually, is the fact that like high schools for young kids, like these are kids that are like still growing, hormonal.
Yeah.
So first of all, by my high school, go have a seat, Rose. Enjoy. By my high school, in the high school, there was like a bunch of different vending machines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my high school probably had like seven or eight vending machines, by the way.
Yeah.
Not just one, fucking 7 or 8 scattered throughout the halls with, what do you think is in the vending machines? Chocolate bars, cookies, chips, everything that's for drinks was like pop and everything else. Then right next to the school, guess what there was?
Burger place?
McDonald's and a 7-Eleven. And I know, again, I'm like not like, I'm not pointing fingers necessarily, but it's like these places know they're strategic, right? When they open a new location.
1000%.
And they know that like young teens are going to frequent. And I frequented that McDonald's a lot. I remember one day I had McDonald's for breakfast. I had it for lunch and I had it after school as well.
For dinner.
Yeah.
God damn.
Because it was right there and it was so cheap. Like you could go on a day and like get like a cheeseburger for like a fucking $1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, why would I like have like a healthy? So even if I only had a couple bucks in my pocket, and I packed my lunch, of course I'm gonna go get a cheeseburger. That's tastier.
Because here's the thing, you don't have the ability to make proper choices when you're a teenager. Yeah, like even my high school, we had a burger place, we had KFC or something, like Dairy Queen, like it just like fucked up, and like. So the point is, it's like, it's not, I don't blame individuals, because if I were to blame individuals, that would mean that we would have obese people throughout history, but that's not true. Obesity increased dramatically in the last 50 years or something.
Yeah.
Which proves
with the rise
that
of fast food.
With the rise of fast food and the rise of capitalism, which proves that it is not an individual issue, it's a systemic issue, which is why people are obese, which is why I can't blame individuals. But at the same time, let's not pretend let's not make fun of people for, that's why, don't make fun of people, don't fucking be a dick about this shit and think that oh, it's so simple, oh, it's so simple, just eat healthy, put down the Haagen-Dazs. It's not that simple, because if you're feeding teenagers high sugar, high fat, fast food, guess what? They're going to get addicted to that food.
Exactly.
And it's very hard. Once you're addicted to that food, it's so hard to get rid of that addiction.
This is what's crazy to me, though, guys. And you, literally ask yourself this question, though. Because I was thinking about this. And I was like, if I had kids one day, they're going to school. Yeah. And I'm like, I would not, as a parent, I would not be happy that there's vending machines there.
I know.
That my kids, especially because, obviously you're teenagers, you're rebellious and whatever else. Yeah. And of course, mom and dad aren't there. They're not there to say, hey, we're not going to go to McDonald's. We're not going to do this. They can do whatever they want.
Yep.
And of course, if it's right there and it's super easy, they're kind of hungry. They're like, oh, cool, I'll just grab a. Yeah. Why is there vending machines serving shit to kids? That is a big problem.
I mean, if it were only vending machines, I wouldn't even complain, but it's even the cafeteria. Yeah. My mom used to pack us lunches pretty much every day because she didn't. Isn't that fucked up though? That your parents have to pack you lunch. If they want you to eat healthy, they have to pack your lunch. All because the food in the cafeteria is shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked. Isn't that fucked?
This
is an institution that's supposed to raise our children.
Exactly. But this is what I mean. It's just so wrong. The fact that, God. It's kind of infuriating, actually.
I'm actually so mad thinking about this.
Because think about it. Think if we had kids, right? And you're telling your kid, they're like, hey, here's $5 to buy lunch. But don't be eating shit. And what are their options? Literally, I'm
Yep.
thinking back to me in high school. I was like,
Did you ever pack your lunch? Or
Yeah. I did pack my lunch quite a
You
bit.
packed your own lunch?
my mom usually packed
Okay,
it.
yeah, that's
back
good.
in the day.
Okay.
And I would pack it sometimes.
Sure.
But like, I did take a lunch quite a bit. Like, I wasn't always buying stuff. But if I did happen to bring money to school one day,
Yeah.
my options.
And you're like so excited. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I can eat like the dirty shit.
And my options were just that dirty
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Curly fries, fucking.
yeah, all this stuff. And I'm like,
And like, who's going to get a salad? Here's the thing. If you have those options when you're a teenager.
exactly.
And your options, and first of all, I honestly don't even think we even had healthy options to begin with.
I think
because
that we
they're probably
might have
like
had a few.
Well, they're probably like, kids don't even want this stuff.
Exactly.
Because like, if you're a teenager, you like don't give a shit.
It's like, come on, people. If you're presented, okay, if I'm like, hey guys, for lunch today or for dessert today,
Yeah.
you can have this delicious chocolate smothered sundae, or
a salad.
you can have a salad.
Well, I mean, there's other healthy food.
Of
but
course,
still,
yeah. No,
right?
I'm using that as an
But
example,
Like,
as an extreme.
You can have like this
It's like-
green, like delicious, like, I mean,
Yeah.
right now I would choose like a, maybe like a wild rice salad, delicious, like whatever. But,
Is that what you're gonna get in the buffet, Rose?
oh god damn, we'd be eating lots of fruit. Here's the thing. When you're a teenager, especially when you're a teenager and you're like, that kind of shit is like, of course you're going to choose the high fat, high sugar, whatever.
Yeah.
That is designed
And
to keep you addicted.
And also because it's cheap.
That's fucked. This makes me so mad. This is why people are fat. This is why people are unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to sit here and like,
Judge people.
we're going to sit here and judge people, but we're also going to sit here and pretend that this is not a problem.
Yeah.
And we're going to sit here and try to like scapegoat the problem into like some kind of body shaming message.
Yeah.
Where I feel like there is a middle ground, guys. Like there is like, we don't have to be body shamers, and we
Yeah.
also don't have to pretend that eating unhealthy shit and being unhealthy is somehow good.
Yeah.
Like this is fucked.
I think honestly, guys, and I'm going to be a little bit radical saying this, but like in Calgary, for example, Alberta, in Canada,
Yeah.
one step that the government can do in this regards, or the school board or whatever, is get that fucking shit of those vending machines out of the schools.
I do wonder what they have nowadays, because I feel like in the last I feel like when we
I
were,
guarantee it's the same.
Yeah, you think so?
I would almost put. I don't know, guys. I don't
Anyone
have any
have children?
Yeah, anyone that has children watching this podcast. Send us a message and tell us what their options are. Because
I do feel like
maybe
there has
it's
been.
changed.
Yeah, I feel like maybe there has been a little bit of a shift between like, because I think when we were kids, like it was bad.
Yeah, it was so
Like it
bad.
was bad. And the fact is that we weren't even living like Calgary is not the worst, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like, and also like, God, I could go on and on about this. And I think I've talked about this before, but they've
Yeah.
done like a study where like in a prison, I think Jamie Oliver actually.
Oh, I think I think you
so,
told me
yeah.
about this. Yeah.
So it was like a juvenile prison
Juvie,
for
yeah.
kids, and what they did was they switched whoever was providing the food in this prison. And they went from like really unhealthy food to like really healthy food.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, and this is like a
like
prison.
fights went down.
Yes.
All kinds of stuff.
This was
yeah.
a prison for like really like people that behaved really badly. And then when they switched it to healthy food, all of a sudden the behavior changed.
Exactly.
So it's not just about your body, like it's not just about like your how good you look, like it's about your health,
your mental health as well. And
Yeah.
I think another perfect example of that as well, though, we'll kind of finish with this last little thought.
who you gonna talk about.
So do you remember when that show Super Size Me came out?
Oh
And I
yeah,
remember
the movie. Yeah.
And I can't remember what the gentleman's name was that did it, but he was talking to his doctors at the
Morgan,
beginning.
I think. I don't know why I watched that movie multiple times.
I've seen it a few times as well.
I found it
And
very entertaining for some reason.
It's so interesting.
It's weird.
And even his doctors at that time, and this was like, maybe 2001, 2002.
long time ago, yeah.
It was when
Do
we
you
were
guys remember
still,
that movie?
Yeah, Super Size Me, guys. If you haven't seen it, watch it. He starts eating McDonald's every single day for 30 days. It was only 30 days, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or-
it was a month.
Yeah, a month. And his doctor's like, yeah, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You
Yeah.
know, like it shouldn't cause you any, and then like, I think it was like day
It's only a month, so it should be okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think by day 14 or 15, and don't quote me on this, guys, I don't remember exactly. His doctor's like, we highly recommend that you stop. Like, cause his, like, obviously like
Yeah.
cholesterol, everything was like shooting through the roof. And to Rose's point, one of the things that he was struggling with, this guy, I think you're right. I think it was Morgan, is actually mood swings. So he was saying like, he would get so intense, like feeling depressed.
Yeah.
Right before he would eat, he was like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and as soon as he started eating the McDonald's, it gave him like this instant high. Like he
Mm-hmm.
he felt so good and like amazing, and then right after, bam, depressed again.
Yeah, that's fucked, man.
Yeah, because of all the chemicals.
Yeah.
And I think so. In that 30 days, I wish I could remember the stats. He gained like, I don't know.
Oh, so much weight.
Yeah, like 40 pounds or something like this.
Something like that. I mean, okay, maybe not 40
And
pounds, but it was a lot.
I think it was like 30.
It was significant.
And it took him, I think it was like 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
In that 1 month,
Yeah.
it took him 6 months to a year to
lose
reverse just
Yeah.
the weight.
Yep. Because the thing is also, I would bet that if you did that for a month, you also fuck up your kind of like taste buds, and then you crave that food. Because the fact is that this is like scientifically kind of like created to make you addicted and make you really crave it. Because what I experience as well is like when I start eating like more and more like junk food, let's say, I actually crave it more.
This is true.
Yeah. So when I don't eat it a lot, I actually don't really crave it.
It's like me with those Panago pizzas, you know?
Yeah. So, and then when I all of a sudden start eating more of it, all of a sudden I'm craving it more. All of a sudden I want it more often.
Because your body gets a taste for it.
Exactly. Because the thing is like, it's like, it almost like, it like fucks your like evolutionary like taste buds, as in like, because we're like kind of like designed. So in nature, right? When you're like trying to survive in nature, high fat, high calorie, high sugar foods are actually good for you because it helps you survive longer.
Exactly. Because but you don't get it all the time, right?
Exactly.
That's why it's
every once in a while.
Exactly.
But then we live in a world now where we can get it anytime, any day, get it delivered. You don't even have to move.
And cheaper.
And it's cheap. So, but our bodies don't know that we live in this world.
Yeah.
So when we have that, we still have that same like, oh my God, it tastes so good.
Yeah.
So that's why we keep wanting, you know, it's fucked.
It's fucked.
It's fucked because our bodies haven't caught up to the new world that we live in. Our bodies are still like, you know, living in fucking caveman days.
Exactly. But humans, like the thing is, just to that point, guys, it's like all of the evolutionary things that we have, because if you're a Darwinist and you believe in the theory of evolution and everything else, it's like,
Daniel, it's not an opinion.
I know. Wow. Some people think it is.
Okay.
But you know, clearly like species evolve as the whole survival of the fittest, right?
Sure.
Like you develop like traits, attributes and everything, which enhances your ability to survive in the environment that you're in. Yeah. Now, the whole argument now about people is like for the last kind of, I don't know, 500-600 years, for a long time, actually, we've been avoiding this. And that's why, like, for example, like usually like really old, like sick people will die, older people will die. And it starts narrowing traits that make your chance of survival higher. Yeah. Whereas now, if you're like, unfortunately born with whatever XYZ, you can live a long, prosperous life, which is great. But at the same time, it goes against what our evolution is. And people are saying, well, like, are we actually evolving into a, you know,
oh no, we're definitely devolving.
Yeah. And we're going to leave you with that positive thought.
I agree. Completely agree that I think we're devolving. I mean, you're right in terms of like, because now it's more so if you have money, if you're born into money or if you're born into wealth, then you are more likely to survive, blah, blah, blah. But we're not really getting any extra traits or any, you know, any additional like survival skills. Yeah. Like we're fucked. Like if we get fucking stuck in the middle of nowhere, like I'm fucked. I'm going to die like in an hour.
Damn.
Especially
with your athletic abilities.
Did you hear that, guys?
Just kidding. I mean, who knows? Maybe.
God damn, you be stabbing me where it hurts.
Maybe athletic abilities aren't what you need to survive. Who knows, right? So on that positive de-evolution note.
Oh, God.
Guys.
Well, that was a good discussion. I mean, now it's really dark and shit. But anyways. Yeah.
So, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the podcast. We're coming at you live from Mexico. Guys, this is our dedication. We are filming this before we go for our buffet and we get some shots of tequila.
Woohoo!
If you guys aren't already, don't forget to hit follow on whatever podcast platform you're watching us on. That way you get updated as soon as we upload a new episode. Check us out on YouTube if you're not following us already. Hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button.
And guys, join our Patreon family because it's a fun time over there.
Exactly.
You get extra episodes every single month. You can go back into the archives.
And there's a huge archive.
There is a huge archive. You can listen to all of our previous bonus episodes that no other person gets to listen to unless you are part of our Patreon family.
Exactly. One of my favorite ones was the response to Fraley.
Oh, God damn.
That be on there, guys. If you want the juice, you want the tea from the cheap, lazy vegan herself.
Do we want to... Yeah, so Freely did a video on me and how my diet is from the war times and how I should be eating more fruit.
We're frugivores?
We're frugivores. And apparently I'm eating wartime food. So I did a reaction. It wasn't even a response. It was a first reaction to watching
Freely's
video on me, which was quite... I thought it was gonna be traumatizing, but it was much more entertaining than anyway. So if you want to watch that, it's pretty priceless.
It is, guys.
So which month was it? Was it July?
I want to say it was July. Maybe it was June. It was
sometime in the summer, June, July, or August.
Yeah.
Go find it. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone, enjoy your weeks. We will be coming back next week live from Calgary this time, not in Mexico.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.